Okay, this is the empirical social research project. So let's do it. There are some data are given, and here are the task for task 1. So first thing is make sure that no on sheet data no filter is set. So I go to data and I check if there is any filter or filter is set or not. I go to data and this is the option for a shorten filter, and I can clear all the filter. So then select the filter all households with cultivated land size of 1 hectare up to 10 hectare. All households with cultivated land size 1 hectare to 10 hectare. So I go for the data and I find if there are any cultivated, where is cultivated land. So land says, and here sorry, land resource, this is land resource and this is cultivated land, and I have to find it from 1 hectare to 10 hectare. So I select on the arrow and I choose number filters. So because it was said that I have to select from 1 hectare to 10 hectares, so 1 and 10 is both number. So I select all the numbers between these two numbers. So I choose between, and here is greater than or equal is greater than or equal. So you can see here it is written that including the boundaries. So when it is including the boundaries, we have to select greater than or equal. So I have to select greater than or equal. Otherwise, if there was no boundary, we had to select only is greater than. So in this case, I am selecting greater than or equal. It is 1 to 10 hectare. So now I can only see those households which have land size from 1 hectare to 10 hectare. So then copy the column edu code to the sheet into column A. So I go here and find the edu code. So edu code. So this is edu code. I select it. Select Control Shift arrow down, and I select Control C. Then I go to the task and I pasted it here. Okay. Then in the highlighted cells below, calculate the frequency of each class using frequency function. So here I have to select the frequency. Frequency means how many zeros are in this column, how many ones are in this column, how many twos are in this column, how many threes are in this column, and so on. So I use the frequency function is equal to frequency, and here I have to choose the data array. That means I have to select it from this data. So I select all of this separator by comma, and I then select bin arrays, and this is the bin arrays. So select it and I find it. So how many is there for 0? How many? There are 39 0, there are 34 1, there are 16 2, and so on. So next, calculate the relative frequency of each class with standard Excel function. So that means I have to calculate the percentage of the total. Like 39 is the percentage of total of what? What is the percentage of 39 of total? So first I need to calculate the summation is equal to the home. Sorry. Okay. I use the auto sum function from here. Sum with the summation. Then I calculate the percentage. You may find it on the previous videos how to calculate the percentage. Is equal to, I select it. I select this one divided by this one, and this value is same for all the cells. So I will fix it with F4 button and press enter. I copy down the formula, then I format it as percentage. Okay, so it is done. And then create a column chart for the absolute frequency effects and the appropriate text to axis and title for the diagram. So I select it. So I will create a column chart from this. So I select the data and then go to insert. I select it was said that to create a column chart, so this is the option for creating a column chart. Insert a column chart, column or bar chart. So I select it from here. I select this one, and then it was said that add appropriate text to the axis and title for the diagram. So I can put a title here. So I can put title number of households by the level of education. And also text to the axis. So first I need to open the option for putting axis. I press I click on plus button and I click axis titles, and here this is the level of education, level of education, and this one is number of households. Okay, so this is it. And then create a pie chart for the relative frequency, relative, add an appropriate title to the diagram. So I create a pie chart. So I select the data. So pie chart always show the relative data from the absolute value. So we don't need to select this one. We can create pie chart from this value. So I select the data. I go to insert and I select a pie chart. So this pie chart is already showing the relative amount. That means it is showing the percentage. So this, and we can put the title here. Percentage of households by the level of education. And then I can also edit the pie chart so that it can also show the data, show the percentage. So I double click on it. If I double click on the pie chart, then I will get this option, and here, so okay, first I can select the data label from here so that you can see the percentage is showing here. This percentage is already showing in the chart, and I can also it sounds like I want percentage here, not value. So select percentage, and there are a lot more options. You can check it out, but I think now this is okay for our exercise. So this is done for task 1. Let's move to the task 2. What is here? So add all necessary functions in the cell from F7 to 26. Copy the cells with the functions in column F for all other data columns. Use the autofilter to select all the regions south with cultivated area ranging from 1 to 8 hectares. So first we will do these two things. We will put the data accounts. We will put the functions according to this name. Like for number of households, you all know that if you watch my previous videos, so you know that for number of households we need to use the count function number. So I use count numbers, and okay, before that I want to show something else, that I want to freeze this pen, so that when if I move this way, then if I can move it, but I always want to see these titles here. I want this title to be fixed in one place. So for this I select a cell here, so that it will freeze this portion and this portion. So from if I select this, it will select this one and this portion. So I'm selecting this, so it will freeze this portion and the portion left to this. So it will freeze the upper portion and the left portion from this selected cell. So I select it, I go to the view option, and I freeze pen and freeze pens. So now if I move this cell this way, these are always be there. So I select number of households, I will do it with count function, count numbers, and I want this from these cells. Okay, then arithmetic mean, we'll do it with average function, AVERA, the average function. So I again select this. Then standard deviation, I will do it with STDEV function, and I will select S for sample. Why I am selecting S for sample? Because this data is not for all the farmers in the country. This data is from some countries, but these data are not the data for all the farmers of this country. This is a sample of some farmers of the whole country. So I will select S. S means sample. If it was a data for whole population, then I would select P. And now I will give the data array, and this is the standard deviation. For minimum, I'll select mean function, select this, and for maximum, so that is it. For statistical coefficients of households selected by autofillers with subtotal function. So I will show you about the autofiller function and autofiller function later, and I will do these things with subtotal function. But what subtotal functions actually do, I will tell you about this later. So let's do it. For number of households, I will use the count function, but first I will use the count function under the subtotal function. So subtotal, and here count is at number 2. I select it with tab button, then comma, and reference, and this is the reference like previous. So you can see now it is showing the same results, but when we use the autofiller function, it will show something different. So let's first complete it. We'll do subtotal, then arithmetic means whatever is, comma, and this, then standard deviation is equal to subtotal, STDVS, select, comma, okay, then select the minimum and maximum, subtotal. So minimum maximum is equal to subtotal maximum tab selected by I am selecting this by tab function. So first this result should be same as this one. It will change and the later when we use autofilter function. So then now statistical coefficient for various region with count if and average if function. So now I will use the count if and average if function. So number of households, I will do it with count if function. So what count if function will do, it will check how many south is there and it will calculate the result. But I will use count ifs function, so there will be more than one condition. So first it will show the south, so because here is written south, it will find out how many south is there. Then I will select this cell or this column also, and it will select how many of this number is here. So let's do it. Is equal to t count ifs and criteria range 1. So first criteria range, it will find from this cell, and this cell is same for all other cells. So I will fix it with F4 function, F4 and comma, and then the criteria 1 is this cell, because first it will look this column and then find out according to the matched value of this cell. So in this column it is south, in this cell it is south, so in this cell it is south. So when it is going to the right position, it is always south. So the letter should be fixed, but when it goes to this one center, it should be reference to the center. So according to the number, that means the rows is not fixed. So I have to select the column but not the row. So I will do it with F4 button, pressing 3 times, then comma, then I want to count from this column. So I select this column now for the second argument, comma. So now here one thing I need to do, like for this column I want to count this cell, from this column I want to count this cell. So but the column reference, that means the number reference, the row reference is always same. I want to count always until this cell. So I have to fix the row reference, because the row is always same, but the column reference I need to fixed. Sorry, the row reference I need to fix, but the column reference I need to removable. So I press F4. So the dollar sign should be before the number only. And now I can finalize the formula here, but I want to do one thing, that I don't want the cells with I don't want the cells with the empty cells, or the cells with string should not be counted. So I can do it this way, that in double quotation, press these two, star asterisk and double quotation close. So if there are any string numbers, string values in these cells, it will, this formula will avoid these cells, this formula will avoid these values. And again comma, when I select this one, comma, now again I fixed the same way, F4, and I this one, sorry, this value. So now it will also ignore if there are any empty cells here. So I close the formula, and you can see it calculates there are 57 south in this cell. So I copy it, the formula, and I also put it here B, and I also put it here B. So then arithmetic means, so I also do it with average if function. Average is function, so average range, first it will find average range. So I want these values to the average of these values. So if I first select this, then I have to fix the row reference, because the row is the last cell is always fixed the same. So I fix the row reference, it is the logic is just like the previous one. So sorry, comma, so criteria range 1, this is the criteria range, and this is fixed for all the cells. So I fixed it. The logic is just like the previous formula, comma, the criteria 1, so this is our criteria, and here, so this is our criteria, and here the column is fixed but the row is not fixed. Okay, so press enter, and I copy the formula from here to here, from and here. Now I can select all the formula, and maybe I can copy it. So here you can see that it is showing 0, because with this formula with this formula I remove the string value from here, so that the male, this is string, so that's why it is it doesn't count the string number, so that's why it is showing 0. So I think this I don't need to give it here, I can remove this formula from here for the string value, because, and I can also remove it for the empty cells, because I check the table and there is no empty cells here. Sorry, this I think this formula is okay. So as there is no numerical value here, and this formula is ignored the uh, string number, so it ignores this value. So we can use this formula here. However, if you remove this part, which is for the string value, you will get the value here. So you can also do it for here. Okay, and also for here also you can put here this value. You can copy this formula here and copy this there. But I think you can also keep the previous formula also. So, and this one is showing as d divided by 0 because there are letters, not numbers, and we know the average of letters is not possible. That's why it was showing like this. So our next task is use autofiller to select all the region south with cultivated area ranging from 1 to 8 hectares. So let's do it. From region, so before that I have to turn on the filter function. I can do it from data and turn on the filter function. So now you can see the filter function is open. From region I will select only south, and from land size I will select, so cultivated land I will select 1 to 8 including, so between 1 to 8. So now we can see that where we had used subtotal function, the value has changed. Now it is not similar like the previous one. Yes, 2015. So you can see that it is now showing the value for the autofiller function. So it is now showing only for the south. So subtotal function can only be used with autofiller function. When we use autofiller function, the subtotal function will calculate the formula or execute the formula only for the filtered numbers. Okay, so this is done. Let's go to the task 3. So now I have to create a pivot table like this. This is on a pivot table. I have to create the pivot table from data. So go to data sheet, create a pivot table, a new sheet that shows the information as displayed in the example. So go to data, I go to the insert, and here I see the option of pivot table, and from table or range, and it is automatically select so I cannot select a whole column. I need to select only one cell. So I go to pivot table, and now it select the whole data table. You can see that the mark is to throw the whole data table, and I want to do it on a new worksheet. So I press OK, and a new worksheet is created. I move it here to the task 3 and rename it task 3 table. Task 3 solution. So let's see what is said here. So row A contains the fields region and village. So in row I need region and village. So I double click on the pivot table. Here I get the options. So I select region and pull it down to the row, region and village I pull it down to the row. So then rows B to E show the average of the fields land yn cultivated land. So I need to get the average of these things. So land yn, so I found land yn and I put it in values and I want the average field setting and I select average. Then cultive land, so cultive land is here. I want the average. Okay, then land stock yn, land stock yn, and I want is average. And livestock units, so this is livestock units. I put it here and I calculate the average, and now I format data like this task. So this column and this column should be in percentage, and this column should be in decimals. So these are already in decimals, so now I need to format it as percentage. So select the column and select it as percentage. Also select it as percentage. So I think the columns now look like the previous data one. Okay, so here I don't want the percentage. There is no there is nothing after the decimal point, so I will also do it like this one. I'll reduce the decimal point after the point. So for this cell, okay, and for this one for 2 decimal. So now it is like this. Now for task 4, again go to data sheet, create a pivot table. On new it shows the information as displayed as the example. In rows the table shows the field education. In columns the table shows the field region. The values are calculated from the field cultive lands. These fields used twice, once and show the number of households. So go to data, select insert pivot table and new worksheet, and it here it is task 4 solution. Okay, so task 4, in rows the table shows the field education. So I find education and I bring it to the rows. Then in the column the table shows the field region. So region, I bring it to the column, and the values are calculated from the field cultive land. They use twice, so I cultive land. So cultive land twice, once, so I bring it to 2 times. The field is used twice. Okay, I bring it again here, and now once to show the number of household in the class, and once display the average. So it will show the, it will also show the counts and also show the average value. So I select count from here, and from here I select average, but you can see count of the cultivated land average, it is in row. So how can I do this? Sorry, so here you can see that the values are goes to the row, but in my case it is going to the column. Because the values are in column, I bring it from here to rows. So now it exactly looks like this table. So this is all for the project. Goodbye.